The member from Kitchener-Waterloo.
Very much, Mr. Speaker. My question is to the Acting Premier. Today we are marking the 100th anniversary of some women getting the right to vote here in Ontario. A century ago, women formally entered public life in this province. But yesterday, the women of Ontario were reminded in a report that the gender wage gap is still 30% and has barely changed in 30 years. We have been waiting, we are still waiting, but we aren't going to wait anymore. Ontario needs to ensure that women are equal partners in our economy. That means access to affordable, high-quality, not-for-profit childcare. Does the Acting Premier and this government get that?
Be seated, please. Be seated, please. Thank you. Deputy Premier.
To the Minister of Status of Women.
Minister of Status of Women.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I want to thank the member opposite for the question. Yes, absolutely, we know there's a gender wage gap committee, the gender wage gap, because after all, we looked at the recommendations that came out from the steering committee. The number 1 and number 2 recommendations were about an investment in childcare. Our Premier made sure that there was a minister responsible for early years in childcare. We committed to doubling the number of spaces that are out there. We're looking forward to transforming the way we're delivering childcare in this province. In addition, we're increasing the number of women on boards. We're making sure that the first jurisdiction to introduce comply or explain rules. We've got a government target of 40% for women on provincial agencies, and we have a business target of 30%. So, Mr. Speaker, we're already moving on so many things. I'm so glad that they are finally.
Supplementary.
Thank you very much. Speaker, we know what needs to be done to empower women in Ontario. Right now, this province does not have a childcare strategy. We do not have a childcare system, and we have been waiting for 14 years. The first recommendation from our own Ministry of Labour's report from the Gender Wage Gap Strategy Committee reads, the government should immediately commit to developing an early childcare system which is high quality, affordable, accessible, publicly funded and geared to income, with sufficient spaces to meet the needs of Ontario families. We know that every dollar invested in childcare leads to $2.40 in benefit to the Ontario economy due to the increase in working hours and wages of women. When will this government make sure that women in Ontario can fully participate in the economy by developing a comprehensive childcare strategy? You have not shown it. You have a credibility issue on this issue.
Question.
Show us the plan.
Minister.
You know, Speaker, I am so pleased to answer this question because actually I think it's kind of a friendly question. Bottom line, first of all, when it comes to affordable, quality, responsive and accessible child.
Minister.
All of those pieces were actually included in our workbook. So just so you know, I went out on consultations across the province, spoke to people, thousands of people actually, both online and directly, went to more than 20 cities and centres in our province, and we took that workbook with us. And the member opposite was actually at some of those consultations. So she's very aware that when it comes to affordable, quality, responsive, accessible childcare, we put those ideas on the table.
Answer.
And now she's telling me that those are her ideas and we should be acting on them.